The Battle of Collectors. Curiously enough, both of those characters have been punished in the form of being transformed into 2D versions of themselves. Basically, shadows on a wall. And that's very interesting and a very weird connection that I never put together before. I literally just thought about this video right now. The collector from the Owl House is probably the strongest character we see in the show. Yeah, there's adult titans, like the Titan and the archivists and other kind of collectors, but they're dead or somewhere else in the universe or something that we don't actually see them in the show proper. So from what we see in the show, he's perhaps the strongest character. In Collector's first appearance, he was able to casually move the moon of the Boiling Isles, which, while the isles themselves are just the dead body of the Titan, that's just a part of the whole planet that is supposed to be parallel to Earth. So there's nothing to say that this moon wouldn't be the same size as our moon. Saying that, oh, it's smaller or this planet is smaller doesn't make sense, because the Boiling Isles and Earth are supposed to be parallel. Just like a parallel dimension. The Earth is the same size as this planet. So the moon should as well. Ironically, in his last appearance in the show, he shows what could be his biggest feat. I'm saying could be because there's some debate over the size of these stars. But essentially, he is able to control, move, explode, and all of that a few stars, which would be a big improvement over just being able to move the moon. It would make him go from moon level or planet level because of how easily he was able to move the moon. You could argue he would be able to probably move a planet or two if he tried. But you go from that to star level, which is hundreds of times, thousands of times, whatever amount of times, millions of times more impressive than just moving the moon. It's kind of ironic that his biggest feats in the series have almost nothing to do with collecting and him being a collector. That's kind of just hilarious how he's the collector, but his feats, his strongest feats, are not about collecting anything. The Scarab, on the other hand, is all about collecting, even though his name is not the collector. It's mind-blowing, actually. Almost every feat he has is him putting someone in a Pokeball. He does this to like multiple cosmic entities, but most importantly, he does it to Prisma, a powerful wishmaster who is one of the strongest characters in Adventure Time, being able to grant wishes that encompass the fate of entire timelines, or manipulate the very fabric of space, time, and reality itself. Another feat that is perhaps even more impressive, him not getting completely destroyed by Golb, a creature who's even stronger than Prisma, a creature that Prisma's powers could not overcome. So for Scarab to be able to survive, this encounter, it's actually kinda insane. If you look in the grand scheme of Adventure Time series, Golb is the second, maybe third strongest character. So Scarab being able to survive this is no small feat. Now, who'd win in a fight? Well, you see, when it comes to the levels they are operating on, it's not really close. The Collector is a guy who can move moons, but random cosmic criminals in Adventure Time destroy planets, and Scarab is the ultimate cosmic jailer who can take on creatures way stronger than those random cosmic criminals. Hell, we see in the series that one of those cosmic criminals that appear in that scene has already been taken out by Scarab, showing how superior he is to those kind of guys. And as far as the star level feat goes, if we are to assume that it's star level, if I'm granting that to the collector, that's still fine, because the Cosmic Owl, who Scarab was assigned to capture, and probably would have, because he's probably not even as strong as Prismo, for example, has a galaxy for a stove. Yeah, the collector can move and destroy stars maybe, but the Cosmic Owl has galaxies for a stove. And his design is actually supposed to represent two galaxies coming across each other. And he himself is so large that he is light years across. And yeah, I understand in the show he looks small, but that's just because he's not showing his true size. Not to mention that, again, the difference in levels between those two shows, or at least the pinnacles of those two shows, is incomparable. Characters like Prismo or Gob can literally destroy or create universes. That is the level of which we have not seen the collector be at. Not even close. So if Scarab hits him with his tool, he would absolutely be sealed away and, ironically, collected. You might say that, well, the collector has those abilities, has kind of a reality manipulation. He could turn Scarab into a puppet, right? But here's the thing. Scarab was able to imprison and essentially defeat Prismo and other cosmic entities in Adventure Time. Prismo has reality manipulation on a level far beyond that of the collector. He can manipulate timelines like their videos in Filmora, like he can edit them like in Filmora. He can stop time, he can manipulate realities, change entire universes, create and destroy universes, create everything out of nothing, and destroy everything he wants, basically. Check out my video on him. And also check out my Scarab video, and actually check all my videos. But what I'm getting at is that Prismo has all the abilities the collector has, plus more, and he was even defeated. I don't think the collector, who is very childish to be honest, would ever be able to defeat Scarab, especially since the collector likes to play around, and Scarab was very triggered and mad about Fiona and Cake, and that's why he took his time and didn't want to do it like he should do. But if we look at how he handles normal situations in his introduction, he captures a cosmic entity right off the bat. He dodges an attack and captures them. If he does that with the collector, it's over for him. He's gonna be sealed away. I'm not saying, however, that the collector has no chance, because we have seen that if distracted or annoyed, or if something doesn't go his way, Scarab is losing his mind and he's able to lose to weaker opponents, like he does in Fiona and Cake. However, I am saying that also Scarab can one tap and collect the collector, which is funny, if he wants immediately. So what I'm getting at is that the collector has a chance, because Scarab is not a logic machine or anything, but most times out of 10, 8 to 9 times out of 10, the collector would lose. Because the difference in strength, power, everything between characters in Adventure Time, at the top of Adventure Time, and someone like the collector are just too vast.